Hello, today I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, life and death. And the reason I like to talk about that is because I'm still in it. Now, my birthday's coming up in March and I'll be 52 years old. And I'm not ashamed of that. You see, I was born in 1961 and that was 52 years ago. And I'm still here and I'm still doing things. I'm still able to work and to enjoy life, spend time with the family, do things. But I know that one day I won't be here. Now, if you look at life, you have to understand that life is a complete package. For example, let's say you were to go through a situation where you would go to the left, but there was no right. You would go up, but there was no down. You would go into the light, but there was no dark. Whatever it is. No, the complete experience is the one side, the other side, the beginning and the end. And so what happens is you don't disavow either side of the equation. When you go to a movie, you know that the movie starts at 6 o'clock and it's a 2-hour movie. It's going to end at 8 o'clock. You don't want to show up in the middle of the movie because you want to enjoy the entire movie. And so look at your life in the same way, that it starts at a certain time, at a certain point, and it ends. Now, the problem with human beings is that we don't know when our life is going to end. We have some idea. So here's what happens. We live our lives, and when we're born, we're brand new. We're in our first year of life, and we say or it will be said of us, that we have at least 100 years that we can expect to say that's our life. Okay? Maybe not at least, but the max is 100%, excuse me. Okay, so we expect to live to be 100 at the most. At the very least, maybe 65, 70. Okay. So, but when we look at our lives, we always do it from a percentage of 100%. So if you're 8, you say, okay, I got 92 years left. If you're 16, I got 84 years left. If you're 32, I've got 68 years left. The point is, you're always looking at your life based on 100%. But because we don't know what brings about our demise, could be violence, could be sickness, could be suicide, an accident, anything could happen. And we say to ourselves, oh, they didn't live that full potential. Okay? So, if you look at your life that way, and you don't understand that your life is going to end, when someone dies, we're like, oh, wow, they died. Like it's a fluke. And that's very strange. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, it may be unfortunate, it might be tragic, but it's not a fluke. It was going to happen. It just was not told when. It's like when you're going down the street and you approach a red light and you just stop the car. I mean, immediately as you stop the car, light turns green. You say, wow, that was a short respite here at the red light, and you go. Or someone else, they get to the red light and they sit for 3 minutes because they didn't have any idea when it was going to change, and it affected each person differently. But when it comes to your life, we say to ourselves, well, we have an idea that the life will end, but really don't believe it. So we don't believe in life. And what happens when you don't believe in life? When you don't believe in life, you don't live it properly, because the end is going to come. Okay? It's like if a person went up to that red light and they really didn't think light was going to turn green. They didn't believe in green lights. They figured, you know what, I'm going to just take a nap right now. All of a sudden, people blowing the horn, and it's just a big mess that occurs. So, looking at your life, if I believe in death, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. Okay? I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to go into it thinking that I have an enormous amount of time left, or I have unlimited amount of time to do anything I want. So I'll get around to it later. I want to learn a skill, get a job, enter into a relationship, do something. I'll do it later because I got all the time in the world. Because, I'm never going to die. Someone dies. Oh, they died? How? We don't die. Oh, someone shot him. Oh, well, there you go. He got cancer. Oh, well, there you go. It's a fluke. No, that's life. And so what happens is when you start to look at your life towards the end, you realize people around you are dying and it's going to happen to you one day. You say, oh, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Maybe I am going to die. I better start making it for lost time. Now, there is a person who we all know. Her name is Betty White, and she's 91 years old. She believes in death. Okay. They say, well, how? She's still alive. She's 91 years old. Well, she believes that people are going to die. People do die. So she lives her life to the fullest while she's still in it. And we can take a big example, a great example from Betty White. For one, she's healthy. Even though she's 91, and her face looks much younger. She has all her teeth. Her eyes are bright. Her voice is strong. She moves like a person who's healthy because she knows that she's still in it and she's still being able to derive pleasure from it. Now, someone who doesn't believe in death doesn't take care of themselves because why? They're not going anywhere. By the time they hit 91, it's a fluke that they're alive so long, and they're in a nursing home. They have no teeth. Their eyes are hollowed out. They walk with a gape. It's real slow. And so it's like, wow, I'm still here, but I didn't get anything out of life, and soon it'll end. Another thing Betty White doesn't do, she doesn't denounce her age. She doesn't say things like, "Oh no, I'm really 75, or I'm really 81." Her character on the show, she doesn't play to be an age different than what she really is. Her age is 91, and her character is 91. She's saying that I respect the fact that I've been given this gift to be here at this age, and she doesn't hide it. She doesn't denounce it. She doesn't put it aside as being something that is a curse. It's a gift. Now that's the important thing. See, if you understand that the movie's going to end, then you don't spend time eating popcorn. You don't spend time running to the bathroom. You don't take a nap. You enjoy the movie because you know that it will end soon. But once it ends, you say, that was a good experience and I got something out of it. That's what life's about. Enjoy your life. Don't put your life aside as being something that's just something that you take for granted. It's going to end soon. Now, what does soon mean? Soon could be 40 years, 80 years. Compared to eternity, 1,000 years is soon. So don't waste your time. Don't look at life as being something that you just, take it for granted and you get all the time in the world and you don't do things. Utilize what you have because you realize if you're, let's say, 60, in 10 years you're not going to have the same amount of energy. Okay? If you're 15, in 10 years you're not going to have the same amount of freedom. You might be married, have kids. Life changes all the time, so enjoy what you have now. If you're able to dunk a basketball, do that because one day you won't be able to do that. If you're able to run, if you're able to study, if you're able to travel, whatever you're able to do it to the greatest level you can and enjoy it to the fullest. Now there's a saying that says that if a man works hard, he is able to rest at the end of the day. So don't look at death as being something that is a curse or unnatural or unhealthy. It's just the second part of the story. You were born and you will die. Now we don't want to become, let's say, down or disrespectful about life. When a baby is born, you don't say, "Oh well, it's live now, and one day it'll be dead," because we're enjoying the newness of it. But you have to understand that if you don't prepare that child for its own eventual demise, it will never live. And I think it's a terrible thing to live a life not knowing it's going to end, and when it ends, you realize you never really lived. So live your life and have a great day.